Hello, everybody. It's me, Kirsten, and this is the It's Giving Mystical podcast. And this is your podcast for the week ahead, the week of July 18th. Here we are, mid July. What do we think? How's this month treating you? How are we feeling about the Chariot and the Tower month? What's that like in your life? How's that landing? How are you feeling in terms of your power, in terms of your center? What's shifting? What's consolidating? What's coming home? What's re-engaging in your center column, in your center, in your solar plexus, in your sacral chakra, in your heart center, these three middle chakras? Like, what's happening here? I hope you feel like things are clicking into place. There's just kind of this, these kinks, this weird movement, this frenetic pace, this something out of rhythm right now. And you can feel it in people, you can feel it in the world, you probably can feel it in yourself on some level. And yes, that's uncomfortable, but also it's creating so much room. It's creating so much room. So I hope that you're feeling those shifts in a way that feels satisfying, that feel like they are, consolidating your power. That's the energy we want. And I also hope you're becoming familiar or connected to these old skins you've been wearing and how they may or may not serve you. Tools like tarot, like meditation, like astrology, like numerology, like art, like movement, any kind of movement practice, they're so beautiful just because they always give you another door to walk through. They always give you another angle with which to perceive things. Work with the archetypes as well. Like the reason that the work we're doing in Mystic Rising is so powerful is because we contain multitudes. We are such a dynamic, miraculous universe of sensations and feelings and thoughts and experiences and history. And so this idea that we can view ourselves differently and therefore know ourselves differently or know ourselves from a new perspective is, I find it deeply satisfying. It's part of my makeup, that's what I'm interested in. That's what lights me up. But even if it's not that, for you, is it that you're stuck somewhere? Is it that something feels like it's in this kind of frozen contraction? Is it that there's more you desire or more that you're wishing for in whatever dimension of your life? And so the doorway to that is through the discomfort. The doorway through that is through the tension. The doorway to that is through the wound, as so many people beautifully say. So in July, it has not necessarily been easy. There's a lot of frenetic energy around, and yet what in you is finding its way home? What in you is finding its way to stability? Where is your stability when everything feels so out of control? Another good question, another good reference point. The 10 of Cups last week, how did that land for you? Did you feel some expansion? Some expansion either in your own heart space, some expansion in possibility, some up-leveling or quantum jump in terms of what you were allowing yourself, what you thought might be possible? What new idea came into view that said, oh, I actually might like that. I might be interested in that. What might be happening there for you? I felt myself a little, I'm just going to say it, guys, a little bored last week with the podcast. I went to pull the card and I was kind of like, we've seen this card before. And I felt a little bit like, I don't know, a little petulant, a little bratty, a little, I don't like it. I don't want to do it this way. So I was thinking about that all week. And so I decided for this week, I'm going to experiment. We'll see. I don't like to be bored. My mind seeks challenges for better or for worse. So I thought to myself, what could I do to feel engaged again, to feel back on the saddle, back on the rodeo? And I thought to myself, why don't I pull 3 cards? I've never done that for us before. Why do I pull 3 cards instead of 2? Great question, Kirsten. Great question. 2 cards is great. It is, the contrast, the polarity. There's something really interesting about looking at the 2 cards side by side. You can go into deep study on 2 cards, the story that each one's telling and the ways that those stories will highlight each other or reveal shadow in each other is awesome. 3, as you guys have heard me say in numerology and tarot, is the perfect number. We think of it as the number that generates something new. That is the number of creativity, the number of conception, the number of synthesis. Like this, something new is locking into place here. If I'm not pulling a single card, I'm usually pulling 3 cards. I would pull 2 cards, like I said, to study something, to kind of think more clearly, more objectively about a card, because there's something about the one-to-one comparison that's helpful. But when I'm reading for myself, when I'm reading for other people, when I'm trying to get a handle on energy, I pull 3 cards, minimum 3 cards. So I thought I would pull 3 cards this week and see what that does for our weekly energy report. What does that offer us? Or is it too complicated? Is it too messy? Maybe, maybe. But if you've been following this podcast for a while, you've heard me talk about most of the cards. I haven't done that yet. I keep meaning to go and look and see if we've covered every card. I don't think we have, which is also interesting because one of the things that points out is what we're cycling around, what we keep coming back to, what we're spiraling around as a little mini collective, as a larger collective. So I thought I would do 3 cards and let's just see what happens this week. Let's see what it offers us. Or if it's like, oh my God, too much information, too chatty, let's go back to 1 card. Okay, so speaking of, I guess I feel very excited. I didn't when I started recording this, but the 3 cards I pulled are high energy cards. So the first thing we're going to note, this week coming up, there's going to be a lot of energy in the system. You are going to feel a tension between staying at home and creating and being in your project, being in your business, and wanting to go out and communicate with the world. There's going to be this tension. And your job this week is going to be to hold the tension, to hold the pose, so to speak. The cards I pulled for us are the Knight of Swords, the Page of Wands, and the Empress. My girl. So together, it looks like this. Knight of Swords, Page of Wands, Empress. Okay. Let's break this down. How do we approach this? Those of you who have your own methods, feel free to pull your cards out, lay them out, see what comes up when you look at these 3 cards side by side. But the way this works for me is that unless I'm doing a 3-card spread that has specific placeholders, unless I'm doing a past, present, future, I look at the 3 cards and the middle card is the card that anchors the reading. So for me, the Page of Wands is us. The Page of Wands is our center, is our opportunity, is our energetic hold in this week ahead, our energetic focus. So the Page of Wands, love this guy. It's very sexy energy, right? It's the first one to hold the Ace of Wands. It's so excited. There's something new here, something springing new sprouts and shooting off new shoots. And the Page of Wands is like, I'm so lucky. And he's very invested in the wand. There's something here that's alive and on fire and sexy and beginning to sprout, beginning to show its form. And I am entranced. I am super interested in that. So when the Ace of Wands comes up, we just realize that what we're excited about, what we're inspired by, what we're turned on by is taking shape, is kind of coming into form, and that's exciting and it feels good. The pages are a young energy, so there's something really not naive, but innocent, a little bit innocent about how we're feeling, about how it's waking up something young in us. It's waking up some remembered way of being. And there's something important about, regardless of your biological age, noticing what are those chords of interest, of pleasure, of inspiration, of life force, vitality, energy, excitement that have existed for you always. What are the things you've always loved to do? And how do we connect this awakening that's happening in this moment to a deeper vein of something that matters to you, something that elevates, opens your energy, excites you? So we have the Page of Wands there, and then we have the Knight of Swords and the Empress. And I don't know if you can see this from here, but they are, when I look at them on the table, they're like this, so they're moving away from each other. The Empress is there, the Knight of Swords is there. And they're both pulling at the energy of the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is here, and he's like, I'm kind of interested in this thing. I'm kind of focused on this thing. I'm kind of excited about this thing. The Empress is stiller, and she's next to him. She's in his vision, and she's creativity, she's abundance, she's sensuality, she's the earth, she's nature, she's creation. It almost looks like, when I look at them on the table, that she's kind of blessing his investigation. Like she's blessing this project. And so, whatever you're interested in, and I want to hold that term really loosely, like whatever this week, maybe it came onto your radar last week, maybe it's something that's been percolating for a while because of the Mercury retrograde, because of the Saturn retrogrades that are in the atmosphere. We might be going back to old projects. So, retrogrades are beautiful in that way. And that's something that had life and then we got distracted or got off course or it didn't quite come to fruition. We might come back and revisit it. And there's something really lovely about that. Like, oh, this project still has life to it, still has vitality to it. So that might be coming up for you. But whatever the thing is that has your interest, just know that the Empress is here feeding it energy. It's plugged into something deeper. It's plugged into something that wants to be born. You guys know how obsessed I am with Rick Rubin, obsessed with Rick Rubin and The Creative Act, that book. But he talks about that in various points in his book. Like he talks about this idea of what wants to be born wants to be born, what wants to come into your field, what wants to meet you, what is vibrating in the same song as your energy. It just wants that. It just wants that union. It wants that connection. And so the role of the artist in whatever dimension is to attend to that, is to be the one to shepherd it or to help birth it into existence. That's very much Empress energy. So I just feel in this idea that there's this new thing that interests you, and then that's blessed by God, Goddess, the earth, energy source, whatever feels good to you. But there's something here that you're not doing this on your own. This is not you just getting excited and distracted and interested in something. This is like the world aligning you to be the keeper of this thing, to be the generator, creator, midwife of this thing. And then you have the Knight of Swords. He is the fastest knight in the deck. He is interested in the heroic storyline. He's got the energy of like a fireman or a policeman in the best way, or someone who's willing to put their life on the line for you. So the best qualities of the Knight of Swords is that if you're in trouble and you call him, he's right there right away. The less wonderful qualities of him is that he's easily distracted, that his energy is a little thin, meaning like he shows up right away, but he also might take off right away in a different way than the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands is a little bit like a Romeo, like drifting in the wind to the next bed. But there's something about the Knight of Swords that's less that and more just hungry for movement. And so the Knight of Swords is a rushing energy. It's a savior kind of energy. And it is beautiful, but like I said, thin and distractible, like super distractible. So the Knight of Swords says, when we add it to this like story that's weaving itself into existence with these three cards, there's something that is being birthed, born, growing. You are interested in that thing. You're excited. You're turned on. You're like revving to go over this thing. The Empress energy is feeding a ton of vitality and momentum and just love and support into that project, into that interest. And the Knight of Swords is pulling your mental energy in another direction. So the Knight of Swords is the part of you that's, why haven't I finished it yet? Why haven't I had the conversation yet? Why haven't we talked yet? It's spinning like worst case scenarios in your brain. It's the part of you that's doubting your work already, or doubting the relationship already, or doubting the journey already. You have to be really cautious in the week ahead about your mental body getting carried away with itself. These three cards coming here together says to me, keep coming back to your body. Keep coming back to the spark of passion that exists, the interest that exists. Keep coming back, into your body. Keep coming back into the earth. Keep going down with this energy. Keep sitting, keep percolating, keep opening up to the creative flow, to the rhythm that's here with the thing, whatever the thing is. And be very wary of your mental body distracting you. Be very, very wary of other people's narrative distracting you. So I had an experience this morning. I needed to send someone. I didn't really want to send them this text, but I had to. And I had to say, this is what I'm thinking, and I want to know if you're going to help me. And like, I knew I shouldn't ask this person for help, but I also kind of needed to clear that this was happening with this person. And they came back with questions. Helpful. It's always helpful to ask questions. But then a vision of how I should handle it that landed in my body as disrespectful, as proprietary, as involving themselves in a way that they had no business being involved. I don't want to get into the weeds on it, but the idea is like I reached out knowing I kind of had to reach out, but also kind of anticipating that it was going to be an opportunity for them to step more into the situation than I really wanted them to. And then I noticed how I went into this whole kind of spiral of doubting myself because of the energy they brought to the exchange, when really what I needed to do was gauge their reaction and keep my lines clean, take what was good from their feedback, be clear that they're not invited to step closer into that, and then be done with it. But my mental body activated my emotional body to say, oh, this isn't safe. And it's like, no, none of that's true. It just gives you a moment to take a breath, think about who you are, reconnect with your knowing, reconnect with your intuition, reconnect with what you're here to do, what your point is in all of this. Use what good information came from that exchange to confirm what you needed to confirm, or to ask different questions and all of that, to know how it like related to them. And then find myself again, like center myself again. I know it's a little bit vague, but my point is you understand that dynamic, right? Like there are people you have to deal with, there are influences you have to deal with, and you also want to not get carried away with their perspective. You don't want to let their idea of what's happening overrule what you know needs to happen. And same thing with your own mental body. Your mind, as we all know, and as we say over and over again, craves stability, craves patterns, craves knowing. And so if it feels uncertainty or fear, it will fill in the blanks with what it knows, what has worked for it before, what is habitual, what will keep you in check. And so the tension this week is going to be, okay, brain, okay, beautiful, creative, myth-making brain. There's something here that feels right to me, that feels exciting and activating in the best ways. I'm not sure exactly what it means. I'm not sure what it's going to look like. I'm not sure exactly what the path looks like, but I do know these next like 1, 2, 3 steps ahead of me, I do know that I want this. Like I do know that I want this. Empress, my body, the earth, goddess is blessing it. So I know it's aligned. Like I know it's right. Let me be very careful about how I let my mind fill in the blanks around this thing that I care so much about, that I want so much, that I'm actually really excited about. And another perfect example of this is my middle daughter. We know she's applying to colleges. She's so excited to go to college. She always has been. I am so excited for her to go to college. She's brilliant and lovely and interesting and social, and she's going to thrive in that environment. We're both so excited. There's so much wand energy here. There's so much Empress energy. There's so much love here. The college application process is the Knight of Swords. Are you enough? Did you do enough? Like, did you say it the right way? Did you make the right phone call? Did you make the right connection? Did you take the right class? Is your test score like, what's your transcript? Like that's all Knight of Swords energy. It's all information. It's all true. But is it the heart of the matter? Is it the heart? No, the heart of the matter is she's a brilliant human being. She's getting ready to like go out on her own. Like it's beautiful. It's happy. It's joyful. It's inspiring. It's creative. It's like, I'll cry thinking about it. It's the best. But the noise, the mental communication, word, language, noise around it could make her crazy and me crazy. It could send us both off into a spiral. And the beautiful thing we want to remember is, because the way these 3 cards are on the table, the Knight of Swords is moving away from what's good for us. It's moving away from the Empress. It's moving away from our mother, from our sustenance, from our juicy, alive, creative force power. And so that's the challenge this week. So these are the cards that we have. Knight of Wands, on either side, Empress and Knight of Swords. You are going to feel that tension all week. Something is percolating, something is growing, something is taking shape, and it's not the ace, it's not brand new. It's like it's taking its shape. And there's a part of you that knows how good and right and aligned that is, and that's like rich and slow and patient and deep. And then there's a part of you that wants instant gratification and isn't quite satisfied with this gestation phase. And so it's filling in the blanks and it's making a lot of noise and it's charging off in different directions. And that's going to be your homework this week, is keeping your reins on both things. Because the Knight of Swords is our friend in that he's going to be great in an emergency. He's going to be great at thinking things through. He's going to be great at asking the right questions. But he's not the star player on the stage right now. And the Page of Wands is younger, so it might forget that it's the center, it's the location, it's the heart of the matter. So we'd keep coming back to that center, keep coming back to that alignment, keep coming back to slowness and breath and creation and the like beautiful natural flow of creation. Tap into the earth, tap into Empress, remember why you're here, remember what this means to you, remember why you care about this, and then allow the Knight to kind of roam and run and like work himself out, but don't allow him to be the lead horse this week. And then the last thing I'll say is under the deck, which I don't look at when we're doing, is the King of Pentacles. And I also saw the Wheel of Fortune. So there's something about this new thing that actually has deep staying power and longevity to it. And there's something really wonderful about what you're building. Like this tiny little sprout is actually trying to birth itself into a deep and powerful legacy. The Empress is so here for that, and she's so signaling that to you. And the Knight of Swords, again, we love this guy, love this dude. He's like best friend to have in an emergency, but not the best friend to have during the slow and patient growth process where something is learning to become itself. And again, we want to remember there's no arrival. So we want to really be present with the growth itself, with the percolating, the unfolding itself. Allow yourself to enjoy that. It's beautiful. Any new thing, right? A new creative project, a new relationship, a new job, a new adventure. Half the fun is the watching it become. Oh my God, I never knew it was going to be like this. I never knew I would feel good about this in this way. I never knew I would see things that way. I never knew I would connect with someone that way. Let that happen in its own pace and timing. Patience, patience, patience this week ahead. Patience and attention to what feels good, what feels aligned, and the legacy you know you want to create in the world, because I know you know. And this month is revealing that to you. This new version of you wants something and you deserve it. And the earth blesses it. And the King of Pentacles is like, yes, this is a worthy endeavor. So keep that in mind. You're at the beginning, you're at the early stages. Like enjoy who you are becoming in real time. Okay, that's my 3-card spread for you. Lots of love to you, and I will check you on the flip side. Bye.